Alright, hi everyone, this is Sherry. Welcome to the Self-Learning Center's classes with Foreign University. So, here we are. This is the Labor Day weekend in Canada and also in the United States, which means we would be having a 4-day weekend. Well, we make it a 4-day weekend. And this is the end of August, early September. Usually the last long weekend before school starts. So a lot of families will take advantage of that. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're on our way to a camping trip. Here we are. What I'm filming, what you're seeing in the background is the Alberta's province, essentially road trip that we're taking. And I think shortly we will be going into a different province, which is British Columbia, where the city Vancouver is. Now, we're aiming to go to one of the, to one of the national parks in Canada, because here, as you can see, this is the National Parks Pass. So here's actually the front page for it, Discovery Pass. Now usually we buy an annual pass, which probably costs about, I want to say, 150 Canadian dollars. But because this year the Canadian government is celebrating 150 years of the birthday, what they're doing is they're actually giving this for free. So for the entire year of 2017, we are able to access the national parks within Canada for free. So lucky us, and so I'm gonna put the pass back. And anyhow, for those of you who are curious, we're actually in a rental car because we do not own a car. But if you plan it well and you reserve the car early enough, it tends to be pretty cheap. And so this is what we do. Sometimes some of the cars, if we get lucky, would come with pretty good radio stations. One of it, would you call these like satellite radio stations? Okay, so satellite radio stations like you've seen, it was playing one of the albums, but it also has a ability to show you the map earlier, right? So this particular station is actually Beatles. So lucky for my family, we can hear Beatles all the way. So that's pretty fun. Now if I don't want to do Beatles anymore, I can actually go to a different channel and let's see. There's the pop rocks as my option. Then there's the different radio stations. This looks like one of the other pop stations, but anyway, so you have choices right there, which is pretty fun that way, especially when you have a long drive. Okay, all right, so just keep tuned, because you bet we will have more from this weekend as we go into camping. I'll be talking to you later. Welcome to the Self-Learning Center's classes. As promised, we are in a campsite and we're setting up the tent. Now, because I'm needed for setting up the tent, so I can't be talking here the whole time. But just to let you know, we are pretty lucky today because we were able to get a site that is very close to a creek. And the place where we're staying at, it's called Kimberley. That's a town in British Columbia, the province. Very quaint place. So stay tuned. I'll be coming back and share more then. Bye. So we're done with setting up the entire tent and feeling relaxed right now. By the way, just a quick note here. As I mentioned, we're actually in Kimberley, BC, a town site within the British Columbia province. So this campsite actually belongs to Kimberley. It's not in the national parks, but this turned out to be one of the best campsites I've been to because they label it really clearly. For example, they could have, say, 100 campsites. Depending on where you go or the kind of views you would like to have, they would label it. For example, number 1 to 10, you will have river view. Or by the riverside. Number 11 to 40, you would be in the pine meadows. And then number 41 to 100, you would actually have the mountain view. And so I find that to be very easy for people who decide what kind of camping experience they would like to have. Awesome. So if you want to learn more about camping in general, perhaps also more about Labor Day weekend, what it means for the Canadians and perhaps for the Americans as well, feel free to come join me in my Thursday and Fridays classes from 12 to 1:30. See you then. Bye.